second time. Donald Trump became the first convicted felon to be sworn in as president of the United States today. He is selling inauguration Bibles to celebrate. President McRib is back for a limited time, only 4 years. Today at noon Eastern, our long national nightmare was officially sworn in another time. He launched a new meme coin over the weekend to the tune of, some say, $41 billion. He launched his own cryptocurrency days before he became president.
Trump's ego just took a nosedive faster than his approval ratings. Jimmy Kimmel's latest takedown was so savage, it left the former president crying into his covfefe. From hair jokes to huge lies, Kimmel didn't pull any punches. Want to know what made Trump's face redder than his MAGA hat?
The guy, never mind. He's, this morning I woke up, our son got into our bed like early in the morning and peed in the bed. It was, I was gonna say historic, but it was really just a very weird day in our country's history today. A day that was unimaginable 4 years ago, and it's still pretty hard to wrap your head around. And so we got out of bed and the dog had pooped in the hallway right out front and peed on the wall. And that was just an appetizer for the rest of the day, really.
Keep watching. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great. Thank you so much. Now, back to the video. Alright folks, buckle up because Jimmy Kimmel just went full-on savage mode on Trump's hair. You won't believe what he said this time.
It was below freezing in Washington today. It's the only reason that Bible didn't burst into flames when they swore Trump in. They had to move the festivities indoors, which was actually better for Trump. I hope we all understand how crazy that is. The President of the United States following in the footsteps of the Hawk-Tuah girl. And harder for Melania to escape. As is tradition, except for 4 years ago when Trump refused to do it, the outgoing first couple welcomed the incoming president and first lady, which was interesting to watch.
So there's our favorite orange-tinted president making another public appearance. Kimmel starts off nice and easy, talking about Trump's latest shenanigans. But then, out of nowhere, he drops a bombshell about Trump's infamous comb-over. You know, Kimmel says, I've seen better hair on a corn dog.
He was, the defendant was very defensive this morning. He was in all caps mode and then some. He posted witch hunt. He posted election interference, little bursts of lunacy like a crazy man yelling at no one on a street corner. As you may know, maybe you don't know, opening arguments began this morning in the people of the state of New York versus Donald Jessica Trump, the city that never sleeps versus the defendant who keeps nodding off during the trial. The prosecution said Trump orchestrated a criminal scheme to corrupt the 2016 election and tried to cover it up by lying in his business records over and over and over again, 3 overs.
The audience loses it, but Kimmel's just getting warmed up. He compares Trump's hair to something so ridiculous, even his audience gasped. It's like a mop that's been through a tornado, he quips. But wait, there's more. Kimmel backs it up with some hilarious scientific facts about Trump's hair care routine. I heard Trump's hairstylist quit because she couldn't handle the pressure. Apparently it takes 3 cans of hairspray, 2 tubes of gel, and a prayer to the hair gods to keep that mess in place. The jokes keep coming, each one more brutal than the last. Kimmel's on fire and poor old Trumpy's hair is getting roasted harder than a marshmallow at a Boy Scout campfire.
That's like a bank robber going, I went into the bank, I took out money, I came out of the bank with the money. Millions of people do that every day. Now somehow I'm a criminal?
That's a very small little line. I don't know if you could even write more than 2 words. It's not like you could tell a life story. They marked it down to a legal expense. This is what I got indicted on.
Right. That makes no sense. That's, you left something key. Trump's lawyers made it clear today they're going to continue to deny that he had sex with Stormy Daniels, which, if I was prosecuting this case, I could get him to admit that in 1 second.
Trump's hair is so thin it makes onion skin look thick, Kimmel jabs. I bet even his comb-over has a comb-over. But here's the kicker, folks. The payoff we've all been waiting for. Kimmel drops the mic with this zinger. He calls Trump's hair a scared cat clinging to a balloon. Can you picture it? That's some next level insult right there. But hold on to your hats because Kimmel wasn't done with Trump yet.
Adds farting to his list of atrocities. This is, I mean, we're in uncharted territory here. Of course, we don't know for sure that Trump was the one farting in court. Just when you think the insano-meter has topped out, Donald Trump adds farting to his list. It's report that Trump was pumping gas like a Barstow Texaco, but I can report, to borrow a phrase he likes to use when spreading rumors, many people were saying Trump was farting in court.
He goes on to tackle Trump's diet, suggesting that maybe if he ate more vegetables, he wouldn't be such a grumpy Trumpy. Ouch! That's gotta sting more than the time Trump looked directly at the solar eclipse. Alright folks, get ready for the main event. Kimmel wasn't just poking fun at Trump's diet, he was about to serve up a full course of the ex-president's biggest whoppers. And let me tell you, this buffet of bologna was enough to make even Pinocchio blush. Kimmel kicked things off by listing some of Trump's recent claims. You know, the usual stuff. How he won the election. Spoiler alert, he didn't. How he's the most successful president ever. Okay. And how he has the best memory of all time. Sure, yawn. But Kimmel wasn't about to let these tall tales slide. Nope. Our late night host came prepared. He pulled out the receipts faster than Trump pulls out excuses. For every fib, every exaggeration, every alternative fact Trump tried to peddle, Kimmel had the cold, hard truth ready to go. It was like watching a fact checker on steroids, only funnier and with better hair. Kimmel used video clips, tweets, and even Trump's own words against him. It was like Trump was playing tennis with himself, and Kimmel was just standing there, watching the balls fly back and forth. The audience was in stitches as Kimmel demolished Trump's credibility piece by piece. It was brutal, folks. The kind of takedown that makes you wince and laugh at the same time. But the real kicker? Kimmel saved the best for last. He played a montage of Trump contradicting himself in his own speeches. It was like watching a goldfish arguing with its reflection. Confusing, a little sad, but mostly hilarious. Trump flip-flopped more than a fish out of water, changing his stance on everything from COVID to the economy faster than you can say covfefe. The audience was howling. Trump's words were coming back to bite him harder than a Mar-a-Lago bedbugs. It was clear that the only thing consistent about Trump's statements was their inconsistency. Kimmel had managed to expose Trump's latest lie on national TV, and he did it using nothing but Trump's own words. Talk about shooting yourself in the foot, or in Trump's case, shooting yourself in the mouth. As Kimmel wrapped up his roast, he couldn't resist one last jab at the former president. Trump's ego is so fragile, it makes a soap bubble look like Fort Knox, he quipped, leaving the audience in stitches. But Kimmel wasn't done yet. He turned his comedic genius into a teachable moment, challenging viewers to play Spot the Trump Fib whenever they watched the news. It's like Where's Waldo, but instead of a striped shirt, you're looking for a red tie and a whopper of a lie, Kimmel joked. The late night host then got a bit more serious, but still kept it light. Folks, let's face it, critical thinking is sexier than ever. It's like CrossFit for your brain, but without the weird grunting noises, he said with a grin. Kimmel ended with a plea that had everyone nodding along. America, let's make critical thinking great again, because let's be honest, it's way more fun to laugh at lies than to fall for them.